Yo, VC, it's Ron. Thanks for stopping by. Got some vinyl to show today. Now, actually, I have a pretty good stack, but I'm not going to show it all. I think I'm going to do like little mini videos. And just kind of stretch things out as best I can because, you know, I don't have a whole lot of stuff coming in because I'm not working. Over the last 4 months, I have bought some stuff, and I've also done some trading. So today is going to be all 60s, and this kind of got a theme where these bands, they only had one album. So I'm going to start off, before we get started, we're listening to The Common People, Of the People, By the People, For the People. And that's a reissue. Originals are you know, rare and pricey, so that suits its purpose just fine. Alright. This is an original 1967 compilation on the Vault label, and it's West Coast Lovin'. And it has tracks by the Peanut Butter Conspiracy, the Ashes, and the Chambers Brothers. And this cover art was done by Rick Griffin, the San Francisco poster artist. This is all previously released material, but it's stuff that only came out on 45 RPM on the Vault label. And it's got both of the Peanut Butter Conspiracy 45s, A's and B sides, which is really cool. It's got that early sort of 1966 San Francisco sound. It was a little more garagey, and I really like that sound of the early Peanut Butter Conspiracy. It's very good. And the Ashes were actually pre-Peanut Butter Conspiracy. They were a little softer, more folky, and it has several tracks by them on here. They had several singles on the Vault label as well. Now, I got a mispress where it actually, on side 2, for the Ashes tracks, it actually shows the Peanut Butter Conspiracy doing those songs on the label. And this is the label. Now, I'm thinking about putting all of my inner sleeves with the opened end out. So all you have to do is reach in and pull the vinyl out rather than pulling the whole sleeve out of the jacket. I think it's going to work a lot better for me, and I was just kind of wondering if there's anybody else that's watching that does that. I know some people put them on the outside of the album jacket, but I don't really like that idea, because if your albums are very tight in the shelf and you're pulling the album out, the edge of the vinyl is going to rub onto the next album cover, and regardless if it's in plastic or not, over time it will rub it. And so I kind of like the idea of just having the inner sleeve set up like that. So let me know what you think. And yeah, I got that out of a bargain bin for $3, and I mean, it's stereo too. You know, I was thinking, oh, stereo, singles, that doesn't sound good. It might be rechanneled. It's true stereo. So for that album, you definitely want stereo, because it's going to be true stereo. This one I picked up for $1 out of a box of cheap records, and it's the New Mix 1968. And some people like this more than others. I particularly don't care for it too much. I think it's forgettable. There are 2 standout tracks. The opening track on side 1, which is While We Waited, which is a very good heavy sounding psych rocker. And then the other really good standout track on side 2 is Get Me Out. And both of those are very good songs. The rest of it's pretty soft and poppy. But not a whole lot is known about this band. And they were, from what I read online, they were from Charlotte, was it North Carolina, I think? So, pretty decent album from '68. It's cheap. If you like your pop psych, you might want to check into this one. This one is Calliope, and this is from '68. They were from Seattle, Washington, and another band that only had one album. This is pretty good. It's got some cover songs on it. The best cover song on it is their take of California Dreaming by the Mamas and Papas. They really changed it, made it more of a heavy rocker, and I think they did a really good job of reworking that song. They do an excellent cover version of Hello, Hello by Lee Michaels, which is on his first album. But they do it just like Lee Michaels' version, so it's nothing special. Another really good song opens up side 2 is Jimmy Bell, and Rainmaker's Daughter is pretty good. The first 3 songs on side 1, pretty good. Then it gets weak for the ending of side 1. Side 2 picks up pretty strong, and then it kind of gets weak too. So it's kind of half and half, but overall for an obscure, cheap album, I found it quite enjoyable. It's got a lot of heavy organ on it, so if you like that sort of thing, definitely check into this band. This next album, I was kind of, incidentally, I'm showing these in the order of like my personal preference, and I was kind of mixed on whether to show Calliope before this one or show this one before Calliope. But I think this one's a little more original, so I went with this one. And a lot of people seem to really like it from the reviews I've read about it. Yeah, it's definitely sort of into that 3.5 star range. And it's got some nice heavy rockers on it and some stuff which is a little more forgettable. But actually, pretty good album. And this is from '68. They were an LA band. And so this is on the Uni label. So definitely, this is another cheapie to check out. I kind of like these one-off albums, you know, if they're pretty good, I just find them fascinating. Now this next one should never have been a one-off album. This is just a lost gem. I mean, just I just couldn't believe how good this album was. You know, I've heard its reputation, but I never actually got on the internet to listen to it. And it's Hard Water on the Capitol label, 1968. And this guy and this guy were in the Astronauts, the surf combo from Colorado that put out surf albums in the early 60s. So their names are Robert McLaren, and the other guy is Richard Fifield. But this is like a 4-star gem, and it bombed big time. I don't think Capitol promoted it, and it just disappeared really fast. And luckily I didn't get a cutout version of this, so very cool, pretty nice shape too. It's sort of that country folky West Coast acid sound, you know, like Buffalo. It's sort of a little bit of Buffalo Springfield, but it's mainly, I would think, Moby Grape. It's like all the songs are all up-tempo Moby Grape style, and just really, really good. So if you like that sort of thing, definitely check into this album. All originals by the band except for 3 songs were written by a songwriting team of Carter and Gilbert, which I don't know who they are. But yeah, this is such a shame because this album should have sold very well. So yeah, it didn't even chart. So you can pick them up, clean copies, probably under 50. I think I paid about 30 for this one. So look into that one for sure. Okay, I got the first album by the Sons of Chaplain, and it Loosens Up Naturally in 1969. And I remember in the late 70s when I was going to the flea markets look for records, I bought this album. And I did not keep it very long because it wasn't for me at the time. It just wasn't my thing. It's soulful, heavy horn rock. But the good thing about it, it's not real commercial. It's definitely more hippie-ish. And that's what I like about it. It's generally rated pretty high, 3.5 to 4 stars. And a lot of people like it. It's a double album. And it charted at, I just checked, it charted at 137 on the charts. So it didn't even hit the top 100. But I got this because it has an uncensored cover. If you look right here, see if I can show it. Right there. There's some word that got in there, and it's the F-bomb. Effing. And it's real small, and it's very unnoticeable. But if you dig out your magnifying glass, it's quite clear. So it's on the front, and it's also on the back. So the very first versions of this got out undetected, and then Capitol found out about it, and they had a fit. So they actually ordered the employees in the record warehouses to hand scratch every album cover they could find and censor that word off of the album cover. So this one, if you look at it, it's got like a little, I don't know what they used, but they dug a little bit of a groove there over the word, but you can still read it. They didn't damage the printing at all. I got my magnifying glass and you can still very clearly read the word. So it's censored, but it's not censored in a way. So yeah, the uncensored copies, they could bring a fair amount of money, $50 or whatever. So it was a pretty cool find. So yeah, I got this cheap too, and the vinyl's actually quite clean. So that was a nice find. Okay, that's it for the albums. I do have a couple of 45s to show. And I got this Australian Monkeys. It's a 4-song EP in a heavy cardstock cover from Australia on the RCA label. And it's got 4 songs. I think they range from the first 2 albums. And they come out in January of 1968. And it's clean, and I mean, I think I got this for, I don't know, $5 or something. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I love these foreign sleeves like that. Okay, this other 7-inch that I got, it's pretty interesting. And it's Rock and Roll Mass by The Exceptions. And this is 1966 garagey folk rock with a Christian angle to it. And it's, I believe it's got 5 songs. It's on the Flair label. It's a very small local release out of Chicago. And I believe it's got 5 songs. 5-song EP, but the songs are very, very short. I'll get you a nice shot of the label. It's a nice shape, nice VG plus, and I got it for relatively cheap. So it's pretty cool find. It's decent, you know. It's got that sort of folky, garagey sound with some screaming on one track, I think. But it's definitely Christian, and it's got some notoriety. They don't go for a whole lot of money, but it does have some notoriety because this guy is Peter Cetera, who's their bass player, and he would go on to become the lead singer for Chicago. And this guy right here, on the record sleeve, it says that his name is James Vincent, lead guitar, but actually that is not his real name. The thing with this band is that band would morph in to become this band, Aorta. And this is the guy that's on that sleeve. He's the founder of Aorta. His name is, I'm going to have to read it because I don't remember, Jim Donlinger. So he was the only consistent member of the Exceptions who would eventually become Aorta. So it's pretty cool. I love history like that. It's just so fascinating. Okay, that's the end of the Common People album, and that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed the showing. I can't say when the next one will be, but it'll be a short one, you know, kind of along this line. I don't want to put everything out on the table at one shot, you know what I mean? So everybody take care, and I'll catch you in the future. Bye.